Molly, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay. Well, again, I'm Molly. I'm from Wisconsin, and I've been a director for a year and a half now, but I've been a consultant for 4 years. When I first signed up to do Sensi, I signed up because I wanted to make some extra money because I was becoming a single mom. I signed up in December, and in March, one of my friends had a son who had been diagnosed with and was in the hospital with ALL, which is acute lymphocytic lymphoma. So he's this little itty bitty baby, and I wanted to do something, but I had no money. So what I decided to do was I asked her if I could do a Sensi fundraiser. Now, I've only done 3 or 4 of them, but they've been pretty big. So I'm kind of, and Cassie knows this about me, I'm pretty like laid back, and I kind of go with the flow. I'm not super alert. So if you guys have questions, I'm seeing them, and I'll probably just like flip to answer them because I'm ADD like that. But because when it comes to presentations, I'm like, I'm a little more go with the flow. But okay, so for a couple of fundraisers I've done, I have done where the customer has always chosen that they wanted to do the entire catalog. And the nice part about that is they're getting the maximum amount of money. I feel sometimes with scent circles or car bars, it can be a little limited, and some people are thinking, that doesn't really appeal to me, or if they really like warmers and wax, then they're not getting a part of that. So that's what they've always chosen to do, and they've been really lucrative. The first fundraiser I did, that one for the little boy, I ended up selling almost $4,000 worth of Sensi, and was able to write them a check for, I think it was either just under $1,000. So that's the biggest part. I mean, it's nice in this time of year because it helps with your incentive trips and getting that extra points. So the fundraiser that I just closed this month, they sold about $2,500 worth of Sensi, and I'm able to write them a check for about $665. And they also did the full catalog. They were kind of like, oh, you're giving us all your commission. First of all, I only gave 25%. And I only promised them 25% because, let's say the fundraiser doesn't do that great, or they, it's a smaller fundraiser or whatever. If they don't hit that 2,000 mark, you can't promise the extra 5%. And you don't want to go in saying, oh, you could get up to 30%. I just cap it at 25%. And I kept that extra 5% for myself for putting in all those orders, separating everything out, doing all the work. Plus that helps with supplies along the way. So what I really liked I just kept it that way, that I got 5% of their, of the sales. I didn't say that if that makes sense. So lose my track. All right. So when I give one,
okay.
What?
You're totally
okay, because I can hear myself playing back, so it's thrown off.
Are you on a still?
No, I'm on my left.
I'm gonna put my headphones on.
Maybe that'll work.
Because it got pretty bad.
Okay, Cassie. Can I hear you? No.
We have new people that are not muted. Maybe that's it.
The echo is bad.
That's okay. So, all right. When I offer them to do the whole catalog, another way that you can help maximize their sales and kind of help yourself out is by only offering them either the product sheet that you've seen. Cassie did a whole bunch of foldings on it, or I really like the showcase brochures because it has all the nice big pictures. People love these, especially for home parties too, because they can circle everything and everything's nice and big to see. But it also, it has all the different products in there. It has the scents, and you can read the names of the scents a lot easier on here. They've got the whole big pages where you can actually read the scents out. Plus, it's got this on the back. This is huge because, you don't want to end up having people, you don't want to have people calling you saying like, or you don't want to call people afterwards saying, oh, that scent doesn't come in a scent pack, or oh, that scent doesn't come in a travel tin. This is nice because they have it right at their fingertips, so they're not, having that, confusion at the end. But what's nice about that is when you get the order in, I combine and save everything myself and place it that way. Like, I don't know if some of you do that with parties so that you can get your maximum amount if you can get some product back for yourself, but you're still donating the same amount. So it's nice that you can do it that way, bundling everything once you get it in and still giving them the same amount because you're getting your own product too, to save for vendor shows, to save for, giving out as product, that type of thing.
Hey, Molly.
Yeah.
Can I, before you keep going, will you explain, because many people have not done fundraisers before, why would you give your whole commission? Because that seems very hard for a lot of people. Like, why would you do all that work and give all your commission?
For me, the reason I offered them 25% is because I knew that it was going to be a little bit bigger, but I wasn't going to offer 30% because I wanted to keep that extra 5%. A lot of people too will just do 20% and keep that extra 5% for themselves. Because again, with the costs that come in with the fundraiser, if you think it's going to be a smaller fundraiser and you're not going to be able to donate your whole commission, then don't. I mean, honestly, you don't want to make yourself go broke with this. The best part about doing a fundraiser is getting all those people's contact information and getting your name out there. I mean, that's huge. But don't make yourself go broke either. If you don't think you can offer the 25%, don't do it. I knew I could, and I knew that this fundraiser would get to the where I'd get my 30%. So you get the extra 5% on top of the 2,000. So that's what I offered it.
And your hostess rewards, right?
Exactly. And I got to keep all the hostess rewards. I got to, oh God, you should see all the product. I should show you a picture of all the product that I got afterwards for this fundraiser that is going to help a lot. I'm doing 2 vendor shows this month, so it's perfect timing. So, yeah, I mean, it's really nice to go back and bundle all that up, because even if you are going to give all your commission, you're getting all these hostess rewards too that you could sell off to if you do a lot of vendor shows, or if you do a lot of outside sales, or people come to your house saying, hey, I need some product, they come walking in your front door and you've got it there for them. So, I mean, I don't do a lot of that, so it helped out that I had these vendor shows that I was able to do that for. One last thing before I'll answer a lot of questions, because sometimes I just talk and like I forget where I'm at and I'm like, I meant to talk about that. So if you have questions, please. All right, so this is something else I was talking about with Cassie, and this was super, super helpful. I don't know if you guys already do this, but when I gave out the order forms, I made sure that, okay, so I did it for a gymnastics fundraiser, and you can see I highlighted all the important information that I want from every single person that orders from me. Yes, some people didn't fill this out, and that's fine. But like 90% of the people filled out at least some form of phone number, email address, some type of contact information so I could get a hold of them. But what I did is when I did this fundraiser, I gave them the option, and I gave a copy of it to Cassie. And I'm sure she could, I don't know if she's going to talk about it tonight or if she can send it to you guys later, but I offered prizes. So for each gymnast that sold, I think it was $100, I offered them a buddy clip. If they sold 250, they got to pick their own buddy. And then top seller to pick a warmer, and like I think I told her she had to pick $35 or less warmer and 3 bars. And then I used that in the combine and save and used it for a half price. So that way I got all these prices super cheap. And I still got product on top of that. But the way that I kept track of that was that I had on here each gymnast's name. They had to write in who it came in for. And then also at the bottom, I put on there that there was no shipping if they ordered from the website. If they didn't order from the website, if they ordered straight from the gymnast. And then this is our sales tax.
Well, and if they're going to make that, then they should give you time off to go to church every Sunday.
But so, yeah, so that was super helpful. And another way that this was super helpful, having the gymnast name on here, and I didn't even think about this until fiance and I were sitting here, and you should have seen it. I had Scentsy headquarters. Like, there was Scentsy all over 2 tables. What I did was I got a box out for each gymnast if she had enough, and I put all of her orders in one box. So that way they didn't have to go searching for their orders. They weren't scrambling through stuff. I had each, if Ashley had, a whole box of stuff. But if there were 3 gymnasts that only sold a couple of things, I wrote each one of their names on the same box and put all the same stuff in there. So just trying to keep as organized as possible. But this was super helpful too, to help find out, okay, this girl sold this much in orders, so this is what she could get. And I could contact her if she didn't pick her prize and go from there. So I'm trying to think of anything else. Ask me questions and shoot them at me, because I'm random all over the place here.
So on your order forms, you gave them like a set of order forms each with their name on them like that? Okay.
I did this to 200 order forms. It took forever. I wrote everything out, and then Mike went through and highlighted everything for me to try to take out time.
I have my kids do the highlighting.
It was helpful, because then moms weren't calling me saying, okay, what's the tax? What's the shipping? What do I need to put on there? This way, if they lost their little form with all their notes or whatever, then it was all right there. So that was extremely helpful. The best way to approach a group for a fundraiser. Oh, and what do I all supply? Okay, I don't do testers for fundraisers, because God knows I'd never get them back. They'd be all over the place. They'd lose a million of them. When one person is not responsible for it, or if there's a huge group, I'm not giving them, 5 sets of testers, because then I'm out of commission. So I don't do testers. I supply them with this, all of these. So I order a whole bunch of these, and they all have my contact information splayed all over. A whole bunch of order forms. And then I also printed out all of my, I emailed my template for a welcome letter for the fundraiser, and just the different rules and the different forms of like what the girls got and stuff. I emailed that to the program director, who was taking care of being, liaison for the group, and she passed it all out. That's certainly something that you can print out for yourself if you want to, have it in your hands and hand it to them. But usually they're going to be passing everything out anyway. So whatever works best with you guys and them is completely up to you. But for me, that's what worked. That's what she wanted to do. So I'm like, hey, let's work for me. That works. And the best way that I found to approach a group for a fundraiser is just talking to my friends. Like, the way I got this fundraiser was I'm friends with a girl on Facebook, and I knew that her daughter gymnastics. And I just said, hey, because she was contacting me to place an order. I'm like, you guys, I do fundraisers, right? And I'm like, if you guys ever need one, just let me know. And she thought about it for about, I think it was at least 4 months. And then finally I got in contact with her. So just always putting it as a bug in everybody's brain that, letting people know, constantly posting, hey, I do Facebook parties, or I do fundraisers, or, letting people know, letting your school know. I've contacted my school a whole bunch of times, and they still choose to do Yankee Candles, but no judgment. But just letting everyone know that you do fundraisers and keeping it fresh in their minds. You can certainly print out packets. I've got a different form about how to approach people with, a form that you can approach people with, to say, hey, I do fundraisers. Would your group be interested? If you're interested in mailing them out to people or walking around, I can certainly send that to Cassie and have her, and have her take care of that and get that to you guys or put it on your team page. So, let me see what else here. How many order forms? I didn't hand out the order forms to each person. Again, it was the woman. She just set them up on a table in the gymnastic gym, because they have their own private gym, and they all just took as they needed to. Some girls only sold 1 or 2 things. I had one girl who sold almost $1,000 herself. She sold $850. So it really was up to them on how hard they wanted to work this fundraiser. Same as with any group, our son at the same time was doing a popcorn fundraiser, and he sold, God, how much did he sell? I don't even know. But I mean, he was working his little butt off. He made me do Facebook Lives with him, like, hey, I'm selling popcorn. And he was like, you know, doing like his little spiel and stuff. It was so stinking cute. But like, it really just depends on you know, how they how they want to work it. But that's just the way. They were really hands off with this one. The one that I did 3 years ago was like all by word of mouth. I was contacting everybody I knew. I used to work at this clinic where I was posting on their like internet message boards and got a ton of orders from that too, just because everyone in our town knew her. So that's what helped for me. Just by, you know, getting your own out there. That made no sense. I'm so sorry. My tripping over my tongue now. But like, whatever you find works for you and whatever the group will allow you to do. I mean, if they'll allow you to contact every person, then great. If you can get a list of names and see how everybody's doing, great. But for me, I was a little more hands off. That's just kind of how I am. So yeah. All right. Any other? All right. I saw about the easier to choose, and I know Cassie's going to talk about a Scent Circle fundraiser, so I'll let her take that one. If they order online, I did not. If they ordered online, and I didn't have any online orders, but that's a great question, because if they do order online, I would email or call them and say, how did you find out about this fundraiser? And when they say, oh, you know, that was Ashley, I'm Ashley's uncle or son, you know, whatever she is, then you just say, okay, so that way you would total that and add that to her specific thing, because I didn't do separate parties for each girl. I did one basket party. And that's the thing. If you know that it's not going to be, if you know it's going to be taxed, like if they don't have a special non-tax, find out if they're tax exempt. I've never done a tax exempt one, but if they are, then you have to do it underneath the fundraiser tab, you know, and you can choose what kind of party you're doing. I did mine under a basket party because it was just easier to do it that way. And then you don't have to worry about them contacting you, finding out if it was tax exempt or not. I just did it that way. So, yeah.
So Molly, when you did it for the gymnastics group, was it going to like each girl, whatever they raised, the money went to them, or was all the money?
All the money is going to their gymnastics group. So with the prizes, those prizes I put in little bags, and you know, that was theirs. I wrote out how much they, I wrote each one down how much they earned, and then distributed their prizes appropriately. But on the sheet that I gave Cassie too, it showed like if they earned 150 or 100, they wrote in what prize they wanted. So they kept track of what they got. I think I only had to call one girl and said, oh, you know, you got a prize. Would you like it? And she was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, exactly. But I mean, for the rest of it, they all were pretty good about, you know, writing down what they wanted, so I didn't have to call or anything like that. I had something flash into my brain. Go ahead, and maybe I'll think of it again.
I was just going to share what I'm doing. I think I'm going to save Scent Circle for last. Am I on mute? Since you guys are already listening, because mine is very similar to hers, except I'm going to show you how I'm putting it together, because I'm going to be doing it for like 75 little preschoolers at my church. How did I ask? Well, the Go for the No challenge we're having right now, we have to have 10 no's for the fundraiser. And I thought, I need to ask this lady before I lose my guts. I'm friends with her, and she's, you know, so I asked the lady at our church, do you do fundraisers for the preschool? And she said, you know, I've done them in the past, but we haven't done any in a while. I said, well, you know, I do fundraisers. We should try it. And she was like, we should. And we kind of chatted about it. And as I was talking to her, I was explaining how the Scent Circle one works. Like, so it's 6 for 15, but really we're going to charge 20. So automatically you're going to get $5 off the top plus any, you know, the commission I give. That sounds all great, except, I mean, I don't even like the Scent Circles, me personally. So that's hard for me, because if the whole point of a fundraiser is to give back, but also to get exposure for myself and to gain new customers, what if they don't like the Scent Circles and then they don't ever come back to me? So I came home last night, and I wrote on the director page asking fundraisers, Scent Circle, like 1 or 2 products or full catalog. And almost every single person on there, superstar directors all, were just saying full catalog, okay? And I'm like, that seems very overwhelming, but I think the way that Molly does it and the way I'm about to show you that I've got it all set up, it makes it so much easier. First of all, remember, you have to get the material to give them, or you have to print this stuff off. So remember, we need to be aware of the money we're putting into it, because you don't want to spend too much. Catalogs cost a lot of money. So don't go giving everyone a catalog. Do just like she said, I'm using the showcase brochure too. You guys may have seen I was asking for some today because all of a sudden I realized, well, I only have like 10 of them. And I wanted to like hand this off before I leave for Texas, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. But this is how I'm setting mine up, and it's a little bit different than Molly's. But I'm going to give every child a manila envelope, just like this. And I could take pictures and post them in the team page for you. On the front, I'm going to have taped on here this form that I created today. Up here is the First Friends Fall Fundraiser. That's what their school is called. And then I have on here the child's name, their phone number, and who their teacher is. And the reason I have the teacher is that way when I return everything, I can be like, okay, labeled, and this goes to this classroom. That way it makes it easier for me. Phone number, that way I can get in touch with them if I need them. This is all on the front side. And then I have on here that the orders are, so this is what it looks like, that the orders are due by, I don't have that filled in yet because I'm not positive when I'm doing it, to make checks payable to me, and that we happily accept Visa, American Express, MasterCard, and Discover. And then down here, I just have a little table with the customer name, their total, and how they paid. So this is not their order form, but this is for them to keep track of it, and this is how it comes back to me, okay? Inside of here is all of their stuff. So where Molly had really good success by putting it out on a table, I think being with a school, you're probably going to want to do individual packets because the kids are going to need to take them home. And I think because I've seen a couple of people where they have done like, they've been able to chat with the group. If you're doing like, say, a cheerleading group or something like that, you're able to go in and share with the parents at like the end of the practice or something how this works. For me, that's not going to happen. So I had to put it all right here. Inside of my big envelope, I now have a small envelope, and I had to hurry to put this on here, but I'm going to have a sticker on here, and it says cash checks and completed order forms. I have this one because the order forms will go perfect in here. And this is where they will keep their money. Because if they go throwing their money in here and they're pulling everything out for different reasons, they may lose that money. So having a separate place for them to hold their checks and their cash and their order forms is going to be key for them, because parents can even keep this somewhere until they turn it in. And then I have on here to put their name, their phone number, and to at the end of it to circle which award they got, because I also set up awards, and I have 4 levels. And Molly, I kind of remember you sending that to me. I don't know if I actually looked at it, but hearing you talk, I think maybe I need to go back and change mine because I may have made them too high. So in each of these manila envelope, I'm going to have this, and I'm also going to have 5 order forms. I'm giving the families only 5. So I saw someone ask that. Now I'm giving 5 because why? It costs me money. And what if they get this, they do nothing, and I don't get any of it back? That's my money. I'm also going to leave a stack of, and I put on here, I'm leaving a stack of order forms at the front desk of the preschool. So if they come in, drop their kids off, pick them up, they're like, oh, I need more, they can grab more. But they're starting off with 5. I have a sample order form for them because I love sample order forms, and just showing them how they do it. Right here, I'm going to highlight it as well, but I couldn't find a highlighter for tonight. Just with all the information. And then up here, I want them to put the child's name, just in case this stuff, I mean, a lot of us have small kids. I could be doing this and my kids could run by and all of a sudden this gets mixed up and I don't know who it belongs to. So, yeah, I want the child's name on it. I'm going to give 5 of these. In here this is where I'm putting the parent letter. I worked today to create this, and I can read it to you, I guess. It says, we're excited to be offering a Cincy fundraiser for First Friends this year. Cincy fundraisers have been a huge success in past years and an excellent way for the school to fund activities and supplies they may need. Commission checks will be paid out between December 10th and 15th. Listed below are the details of the fundraiser. So my hope is really to get these into the school's pocket, and I want it for Christmas. I want them to take it through Thanksgiving and I want people to be shopping for Christmas. That's my goal. So ideally, I'm going to give them a check when we get paid in December. I don't know that it's really going to work that way, but I'm hoping because it's very quick. And then I have bullet points here, and this is how I'm doing it. This is going to answer some of your questions you asked. Fundraiser packets are due November 28th. Please turn them in on time. If packets are not received on time, commission checks may not be given to the school until January 10th. I have the first friends will earn 25% of all sales before tax. Please return all materials that are left over or unused. We know we're going to get stuff that's not turned in, but ideally, I want this stuff back because it costs us money. Please write your student's name and number on the cash. I don't know why I said number, but their name on the cash envelope, phone number, and each order form. Extra order forms are available at the front desk at First Friends. Students can earn prizes based on their total sales. See the bottom. And then this is going to answer a question someone asked. I have an online link will be set up for orders out of area, www.cassie.cincy.us, under First Friends. So that's going to be my party, the name of the school. And then I put, please text me when you know an online order has been placed so that your child can get credit towards their price. And I have, towards their prize. I need to spell check that. And then I have my phone number. So ideally, if they know that grandma in New Jersey ordered, they can send me a text. I know who it is. If I don't know who it is, I'll do like Molly and I'll give a call. But I'm going to have one party there for online orders if there are any. And I'm also, on the order form on here, I put 0 for shipping. So I would imagine with 75 students, I would at least get $200. So it's automatically going to be 0 shipping. And if, honestly, if I don't, then I think I'll have enough orders to get for local. I said, thank you for your support, blah, 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 blah. I gave my phone number and my email address. And then at the bottom, I put the student prizes. These are how I have it set up. Level 1 is you sell 200. I think I'm going to change it to 200. I have 250 to 349 before tax. They're going to get a free buddy clip of their choice. Level 2 is 350 through 499. They're going to get a free Cincy buddy of choice. And then level 3 is 500 to 750. They're going to get $50 in Cincy cash, Cincy credit. So they can spend it however they want. There's $50 because if I sell, what is it? I did the math, but if they sell $500 and I put them in their own party, that's more than $50 credit I'm getting anyway. So may as well. They're doing the work. And then level 4, I'm going to give them $75. Now, I'm being generous. I've never done a big fundraiser like this. So my hope is to really learn from it. And that's why I'm comfortable because I know the lady as well. I said, I've never done this. So I would love, if I mess up, she'll be honest with me because she's the kind of person, but I won't feel so bad. The next thing I have is another piece of paper. Same thing. And it's instructions on how to submit for their student's prize because these little kids and these parents, they're going to be working for their kids to get the prize probably. And right here before Christmas, that will help them if their kids don't even know about it. So I tell them to calculate the total sales before tax, review the parent letter to see which level they hit, to visit my website to choose what your child wants because most items are in the catalog. But as we know, the buddies go in and out. So when they, down here at the bottom, they're going to put their child's name, they're going to circle which one they got, and they're going to put what they want down here. And I've asked that if they're getting a Cincy buddy, they give me 2 choices. That way, if they get it for me, if they get it to me and say they give me Meadow and Meadow is sold out, I have a second choice and I don't have to call them. Because imagine if 25 kids did that, that would be a lot of work. Okay. In here, I'm also including this. This is what I'm putting in here because, she told you all the reasons why we're using this. Hello, this is great. But this is the kicker, and this is what's different from Molly, and this is where I spent a lot of time doing it today, and I think I actually made some mistakes, of course, but this is where it's going to help us. So a lot of times people get overwhelmed, even your hostesses that do parties on the go. They're like, oh, crap. How do I do tax? I'm so confused. So what I've done, and I did not create this, another director shared with me. I just had to go through and edit it. She has a form. It's the price list. And everything in the catalog is on here, the name of it. And the price is on there already calculated with the tax, rounded up to the nearest quarter. So when it's all said and done, they're going to have all the prices, and they're going to get to total it up. They don't have to worry about tax. They don't have to worry about shipping because I've already handled it for them. Okay, so that may confuse you. So like the Accord warmer is what? $60. When I did the math with my tax rate, it was like 63 something. And on here, I don't know if you see this. Anyways, on here I have $64. I rounded it up. There are some that are rounded up to 25 cents, 50 cents, or 75 cents. But this will be, I can explain more about this on the team page, and I can show pictures. This is going to be a little bit of work for you because you do not, if you're local to me and we have the same tax, you can, I need to go through and just double check all these numbers, but I can email this to you and you can use this as well. If you're not local to me, I will still email this to you, or I'll upload it or something, you can use it, because the director that gave it to me, I did the same thing, and I just went through and I edited. So I didn't have to recreate. I just changed the prices. This is going to take a lot of confusion out of your customers because you're going to already have the tax there for them. Does that make sense? Is that so confusing? When I looked at it, I understood it better, but it's like a price list and it's going to help you a lot better. So all this is going in here or in here, and I'm going to deliver these already. Once I get it all set up, I'm going to deliver them already, prepackaged for each class, and they're going to go home with the kids for 2 weeks. I'm hoping through Thanksgiving, and come back to me before the end of December. So that is what I'm doing in regards to mine. And I may not have been very clear. I'm going to read these questions real fast. I stopped on your end. Man, you're the one that wanted to hear it too. I hope I came back. Christina, don't let it make you anxious, because I've always been anxious too. But today I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. I want this. I need new people. Like, I need new contacts. And if you need new contacts, like, this is a key. Even if, like, say 50 kids participate, but only 10 of them become my customers, that's 10 new customers that I didn't have without this fundraiser. And all it takes is a little bit of work, you and Lorena. What are some of the best places to ask about fundraising, like schools, animal hospitals, animal rescues? I've heard that animal rescues are really good. I did a talk in Vegas at Reunion with another director, and that's the main reason she joined, was to do fundraisers for her animal rescue. As far as schools, I think it's definitely something you should try. I do know that with many schools, you have to get in with the PTO very early on. So if you're in Melbourne area and you're interested in that, you have to, I believe I was told a couple of years ago that they start choosing their fundraisers in like April, May for the following year. So there you go. I'm not looking to go to school, so there you go, guys. Delaware has no tax. That's awesome. Awesome, Carol. How much cost do you have in it with all the order forms, brochures, envelopes, etc., plus the printing and paper? I have no idea, because I've only created one, and I already had all this, so I don't really know. That's something I'd have to figure out. But it also depends on the size. That's 75 kids. But one gal, the girl that showed me all her stuff she used, and I kind of used. She does it with gymnastics, so this might help you. This is a different thing. She does it with gymnastics, competitive gymnastics, because once you get into competitive, like, it's more expensive. My kids go to gymnastics. It's expensive, but they're 3 and 6 years old. It's expensive for, I pay it once a semester and whatever. But competitive is very different. They have to buy different uniforms. They have to do so much more. So she does it every year with this group, and what they sell goes to them. That's why I was asking Molly that question. She said there will be people that don't sell anything, because their parents can just write a check for everything, and it's no skin off their back. There are other kids that they want to be part of this, but financially their family cannot afford it. So they will go and they will sell. She said last year, this group of, I think she said 30 kids sold $12,000 of Scentsy. So it's just a matter of going in and talking to people. And here's the thing, you really want to stress, give me my stuff back. Like, I think I'm going to highlight that on all of them. Like, give me my stuff back, because if you get this stuff back, you can reuse it a few times, hopefully, if the kids aren't getting pizza and stuff all over it, y'all know I'm all about saving money. So, and I'll do everything I can at my house where I don't have to do stuff. Yes, I will post everything I have on Facebook. I will post it, and I can take some of the words off so you can edit it your own way as well. hold on just a second. Aubrey's done 2. She did 500 and other one order. Both that shows items, not the whole catalog. We'll talk about that in just a second. You should definitely look into them, Christina, and just ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. So let's just, Molly, do you want to add anything before I move to scent circles? Okay, I'm going to screen share for a second because I want to pull something up. When you're doing one item, it's actually, oh Lord, look at all these windows open. How embarrassing. Okay, so it's actually very, I think it's easier, and you can bring in a lot of money. It just limits, them to what they can get. And that's what you have to keep in mind. For me personally, like I was looking at the one item thing, but right now with it being Christmas time, I felt like the full catalog may be best. But let's just look at the scent circle one. And they're set up, and I'll tell you that if you're really interested, Katie Farner has a really good video explaining the scent circle one, and all of them actually work very similar to this one. It's just a different product. If you go on the fundraiser page, they have the car bar, the scent circle, the buddy clip. Today I was looking and they even have like nightlight warmer fundraisers. So you just have to figure out what you want to do. Talk to your person. Is there one specific item they want you to focus on or not? But let's just look at this one for a second. So you're going to charge a 6-pack, like I said, $20. That's going to include tax and shipping. And this right here shows you that your organization can earn $7 for each 6-pack that's sold. So you're charging a little more for the 6-pack, but you're getting that money back to them. So really, like, say their Aunt Sue is paying $20 and she looks at the catalog and she's like, oh, but it's normally $15. I don't understand. Well, that $5 is automatically going to the organization or to their child. So if you look on this, I'm assuming y'all can see it as good as I can. If you look right here on this chart, it shows you over here on the left, the number of participants, on the top, number of scent circles sold. So if you have 10 participants and each one of them sells one, is this right? I think $70. But you can go through here and just see. And like I was doing the math last night, talking to the lady I was working with, being like, man, if each kid sold X amount, you could really make bank with this scent circle. So it's not as confusing as I think we make it in our head. Like if you look up there at the example, if you sell 100 6-packs that are $20 each of scent circles, that's a total of $700 that you're able to give back to them for their organization. So keep that in mind. If you watch the video by Katie, I haven't watched it in a while, but she really explains it very well. And she explains how you're getting that automatically off the top. They're getting $5 for every scent pack already. So when you get your orders back, you can just take that out right then, and there's a specific way you can set it up. But so it depends on you and what you want to do. I think doing it the way Molly and I are showing you, if you're going to do a full catalog, is the way to do it. Don't hand a catalog and do whatever. I've done a few fundraisers, but they've all been on Facebook. They've all done really well, but they just go to my website and order. This is more of an organization, and I'm hoping it will be better be good, because I really want to get into the organizations like I'm sure many of you do as well. Oh, thank you, Molly. Thank you. Let's see. So anyways, that is that. And I'm going to zoom right in through. And then after this, I'll ask some questions, but I know it's getting to be a little bit late for some of you. So if you got the newsletter today, shared a picture, just give you a little sneak peek of what we're doing. 1,000 buddies equals 1,000 smiles, right? Is that right, Sabrina Meredith? Okay. We were talking in our team meeting the other night, and I was sharing with them that 2 years ago, my mom and I did a buddy drive in September in honor of my brother. He worked in a children's hospital in East Texas, and he had passed away, and they all really, really loved him. So we did a buddy drive before Christmas, and we knew that they had 100 kids in the place, and our goal was to get 100 buddies to give to these kids. These kids are ones that they had been abused or neglected, or their parents had done drugs when they were pregnant, and they did not live with their parents. They truly lived in the hospital. And we spent 2 months, just my mom and I, and a couple other people on Be Brave that knew my brother. They got a few sold as well. But we shared a graphic that we had created, and we raised, I don't want to say raise money, we collected sponsorships, I guess, kind of for Cincy Buddies. And our local group, we were talking about, wow, this would be great. You know, I mean, here locally, we've had Elizabeth Hayes, her kids have been in the hospital lately. You know, several people in our Cincy family team Be Brave, they've had their kids in the hospital or even themselves. So we were thinking, like, what could we do to give back? And so we came up with that idea for a buddy drive, and we were doing it just for us. And we're like, well, why should we do that? We should share it with everyone. So I'm going to share with you how it will work. And then if you have people near you, I know I was going to look and I just haven't gotten a chance to look, but I know like East Texas is the next biggest group we have. They actually might be bigger than us and here in the Space Coast. But we here in the Space Coast, we are going to give to Arnold Palmer, and I don't ever remember how to say the other one. Sabrina. Yeah, I know it is. I know how to word it, but Nemours.
Nemours.
Thank you. It's a children's hospital. So when you do these children's hospitals, many times, one thing you need to think about or be aware of, many times when you go and give buddies, they don't want the scent because these kids are sick or whatever. Like when we took the 100, so we did the buddy drive 2 years ago, and we started it like middle of September, and in December, my mom and my brother's kids and then my family local, they were able to take all 100 of those buddies to that hospital, and they were actually able to take it around to the rooms to the children. But they did not take the cents. And I think that's Liz that's on maybe that says they will not take the cents. So here's the thing. You're going to sponsor these buddies, get people to sponsor these buddies, and then you get to keep the cent pack. That's great. I mean, I think I ended up with like 75, and my mom kept like 25. I don't have them anymore. I don't know what I did with them after all that time. Probably gave them as gifts. But so the way we did it, and you can work it out however you want. You can send me a message if you have questions. With the way we did it was we promoted it. And the way I work my business, people have no problem sending me their credit card number. People have no problem PayPaling me or whatnot. And what they did was they just sent me that information. Hey, I want to sponsor 1. I want to sponsor 2. I want to buy 3 or whatever. And I kept track of it. And every time I would hit, it would depend on how many we had, but say I hit 200, I would close that party and I would use the hostess credit to buy more, to get more. I didn't keep the hostess credit for me. I got more buddies, because the more buddies we can get, the more we can give back. And the goal was that I keep like my mom, because it was all going to East Texas and I lived in Florida, we shipped all the buddies to her. So the kids' room there was just stacked high with 100 buddies by the time they took it. So you're going to want to ship the buddies to you. And the best way to do that to save your customers the shipping is to get them to just give you the money. Or, I mean, they can ship it to you if they want, but it's just like if they're placing an order with you. They're just sponsoring the child, sponsoring the buddy. What this does for you is it's going to obviously raise your PRV, but it also gives you that gratitude of knowing you're giving back. It's just another form of fundraisers. If you are friends with people with direct sales, you've seen like the Usborne Books. They do a book and bear for many things. 31, they do like packs for things. So what I would encourage you to do is find is there a hospital or is there a children's home or something in your area, your local area. And if you have local team members, then you want to be able to bring them in and do it together. So all of us here in the Space Coast, we've talked like I think Liz set a date or whatever that we can, or we're working on a date right before Christmas to take the buddies. Now we cannot actually go deliver the buddies in the hospitals, but we can take them and we can get a picture with the lady or whatever. Or one person can take them however you see fit and you want to do it. But it's just a way for Team Be Brave to give back. And your crazy Space Coast people came up with, I think it was actually Sabrina, this lofty goal of 1,000. That's a lot. But what is that like? We can do it. We have 184 people on this Be Brave.
Like 10 apiece.
Yeah. Well, not even. Like we have 100. If
Right.
100 people sold 10, right? Am I crazy or not? Okay, yeah. I mean, we can do it. So what we're going to ask is that I have made a graphic. You can share it. I saw that question. You can share it publicly. You can try and get it. And you're going to want to share it. You're going to want to share it with your customers in private. And the graphic that's in the newsletter, you'll see that I put the hospitals that we're doing. If you know specifically where you're doing it, I mean, you can make your own graphic, okay, completely. But if you want to use the graphic I made and you want me to change the hospital, I have one that's generic that says we'll go to a children's hospital. But if you have the name of one and you want me to change it, that way it's more personal for your location, just shoot me a message and I can. Whoa, my kid. And I can get that back to you. So, but you can also create your own. And no, you're just doing the buddies. The commission is yours. So, you know, I was telling them once we got, yep, you can use it to buy more buddies or keep it. So I would use I really use the hostess credit. I set it up like I knew, okay, we're going to hit $500. I kept track. I'm like, and I would say, oh gosh, I need one more sponsorship so we can close this order and get these next 10 buddies shipped. So I think my mom and I, we were like, I think for every 10 we were shipping. But at that time, it was only 150 for free shipping. So I have to figure it out more. But, you know, if you can get up to the next level and get more of your hostess credit, it'll be better for you. Now, one of the good things about using PayPal, we were talking about, if someone sends you their credit card and you have to hold on to it for 2 weeks to close that order, they may be, if they're like someone that really keeps track of that, it may annoy them. But if you use PayPal or anything like that, you can just have them you can send them an invoice, have them send it to you, and you've got the money right there ready to do it when you're ready to do it. So as a team, we're doing a Be Brave fundraiser. You're going to see that graphic posted around. And again, you can use that graphic, or I'm going to post all the ones that I made last night. They all look the same, just different wording. And but you can also create your own. Does anyone have any questions about that? No, awesome. How to use PayPal. Yes, I did a video recently, but I'll do another one. Thanks. Who is Scorpio? Who am I talking to that's Scorpio? Oh, there she is. It doesn't say your name. I was like, I know, I've seen that. I know who you are. I see your face. But thanks, I like my metal straw. So just real quick on that PayPal, it's super great because it is going to take a little bit. I don't know. Sabrina probably knows because she's the math person. It takes a percentage. I'm not sure what. I don't know if she knows. But you can get a PayPal card if you do the business PayPal. Because I have a private PayPal and a business. So I have a business one, and immediately when they pay me that money, this is how I run my business for the most part now. They put their money into my PayPal, I can use it immediately. So that helps me like get away from people paying me cash or giving me checks and me using my credit card and all that stuff. Aubrey, no, you are going to do it locally for you. I mean, unless you just want to send it to us, you can, but you guys right there in Mississippi, y'all have a good little group right there that y'all could do something for Tupelo or, you know, something there to do together. Yes, you can write that fee off. But also, if you know the customer well enough, you can say, send it to me, friends or family. That's how I do if I know the people big, like, did I say big enough? If you know them well enough, I have them send it to me, friends or family. That way there's no fee involved, but I can still get it right there on my card. But Aubrey, yes, I would talk to the rest of your Shannon and everybody local and see if they want to go in and like try and collect some for y'all's local hospital. And if you're all by yourself somewhere and you don't really want to do that all by yourself, you can feel free to collect enough and then send to one of us here in Florida. Not a big deal.
And the thing to remember is that you're not promoting that you're going to sell 100 buddies. We're all promoting 1,000 buddies for our team. So you're helping the team reach that 1,000 buddy goal. So it's a bigger number and it sounds bigger for people to help.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll start keeping track of it. I'll make a graphic or something, put it on the team page. So every time we sell something, we can just add it at the bottom. Angela's doing a fundraiser for the local sheriff's department, car bars for police officers. That's awesome. You'll have to let us know how it goes because I have not done a single one yet. But does anyone else have anything else they want to add?
One thing about PayPal, on personal accounts, because I hadn't set up my business one yet, but whenever you send an invoice through your personal one, or if you use the paypal.me link that you can get, there's no fee on that.
Yeah, there's not. Businesses. I don't know what the
Also
business is.
great for, like, it's easy to not email, but Facebook or text the PayPal.me link, and then you're getting all that money too.
Yeah, I saw that. I set mine up wrong where I misspelled my name, so I don't use it. It won't let me change it. I'm like, oh, gummit. The other thing, when you do a business account, I learned the other day, I went to my PayPal app here because I was at an event to let people pay, and I have a scanner that we paid like $20 for from at Staples a couple years ago, and I recently misplaced it because that's the story of my life. But when I went and put in my business account to the PayPal here, or I think this was called the app, it automatically it's shipping me me one for free because it's a business account. That's nice to know. A card reader, that's what I'm talking about, that you can plug into your phone and scan the card. I don't know if a Square works for PayPal. Sabrina, does a Square work for PayPal? Don't you have a Square? No? Oh, Casey says no. Okay.
Separate deal, but the fee's about the same.
Yeah, I remember comparing.
2.5%.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it deposits same day. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I will share these files that I've done with you. You'll have to redo some of them because you'll see they're personalized for the school. But I really think when it comes to fundraisers, if you're going to do full catalog, getting a price list like this is very important. Like, I think it could help your customers a lot, and it makes it a lot easier for them. So again, if you're local to me, if your even if you're not local to me, if your tax is 6.5%, I've already done the work. So.
Did you put combine and saves on that, like a 6-pack on there?
You know what? The girl that sent it to me, she actually has every single combine and save on here, so I went ahead and left the one here.
Okay.
Because if they see that, they may actually move up and buy more. You never know. Sometimes it can hurt, sometimes it can. I don't know. But PayPal makes you wait for the money. PayPal always, when it transfers to my bank, it takes a little bit of time, but using the card, it's instant. So that's why I like the card, me personally.
Sorry, I was working, and I know it gets.
We can't hear you.
No, for some reason, I pay the invoice, but then it doesn't show up. You can't. Oh no, can you hear me?
We can't hear her. Okay, I'm gonna go.